We have only ever previously done one video about Southampton, and that was a look at the club's 7 most lucrative player sales and where those players are now. For a while I've wanted to do another, but my idea of Mauricio Pochettino's first or last 7 signings at the club was rather ruined when I discovered that the current Tottenham boss only signed 4 players during his time at St Mary's. Dan Jones on Twitter suggested that we do Southampton's first 7 signings following their most recent promotion to the Premier League in 2012, and the best part of a month on, that's exactly what we're going to do today. Feel free to follow us on Twitter, by the way, if you don't already. My username on there is simply at HITC Sevens. Here are Southampton's first 7 signings following promotion to the Premier League. Where are they now? J. Rodriguez, West Brom. It was a 3-horse race for promotion from the Championship back in the 2011-12 season between Reading, Southampton and West Ham. The Saints finished second, but all 3 won promotion in the end following West Ham's playoff success. The following summer, Nigel Adkins was rewarded with a decent war chest in his attempts to make the club top flight ready. The first man through the door was a 22-year-old J. Rodriguez. A graduate of the Burnley Academy, Rodriguez had scored 21 goals in his final season with the Clarets and looked to be the complete package. After a reasonable debut campaign, he had a fantastic 2013-14 season, scoring 15 goals and breaking into the England team. He picked up a horrible ACL injury at the end of that season though, and never really bounced back on the south coast. He joined West Brom for £12 million in the summer of 2017, with whom he was relegated last season, but he's bagged 19 goals so far this term as the Baggies seek an immediate return to the top flight. Stephen Davis, Rangers. One of a number of players to leave Rangers as a free agent following the club's insolvency in 2012, Stephen Davis was a really shrewd addition by Nigel Adkins on a free transfer. The Northern Ireland captain hasn't always had the most plaudits, but he gave 5 or 6 years of outstanding service to the club. Still contracted to the Saints on a 3-year deal that will run out this summer, the 34-year-old is currently on loan with his former club Rangers in the Scottish Premiership. Nathaniel Clyne, Bournemouth. A bit like J. Rodriguez, Nathaniel Clyne was another very good signing by Nigel Adkins, who made a big impression in the Premier League before having his club and international career severely damaged by a long-term injury. Clyne had 3 fantastic seasons at St Mary's before being snapped up by Liverpool in a deal worth £12.5 million. He was a regular at Anfield under both Brendan Rodgers and Jurgen Klopp for 2 seasons before being rocked by an injury to his spine. In his absence, Trent Alexander-Arnold emerged as a star man in the Liverpool first team, and once Clyne regained fitness, he couldn't reclaim his place in Jurgen Klopp's side. The right back joined Bournemouth on a half-season loan in the January transfer window. PAULO GAZZANIGA, Tottenham. Following the latest in a string of errors made by Hugo Lloris at Tottenham this season, there are calls from a number of Spurs fans for PAULO GAZZANIGA to be given a chance as the club's first-choice goalkeeper right now. The 27-year-old, who has been capped once by Argentina, is in just his 2nd season at Tottenham, having joined Spurs for a reported £2.5 million. That's actually a little less than Southampton are reported to have paid for the Argentine when he joined the club from Gillingham in the summer of 2012. GAZZANIGA was just 20 at the time of his move to St Mary's, fresh off the back of his debut campaign as a professional in League Two. EMMANUEL MAYUKA, free agent. Having been tied with the likes of Didier Drogba and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as the top scorer at the 2012 African Cup of Nations, as well as having bagged 20 goals in 62 games for young boys in Switzerland, there were a few clubs willing to take a chance on EMMANUEL MAYUKA in the summer of 2012. In the end, the striker joined Southampton for £3 million, but he found goals harder to come by in the Premier League. 16 appearances failed to yield a single goal, and he was soon shipped out on loan. Still aged only 28, MAYUKA has been without a club since 2017, and he's no longer even a part of the Zambia national team. YOSHIDA, Southampton. The only player in this 7 still actively playing for Southampton right now, YOSHIDA has played more than 175 games in 7 seasons at St Mary's. Signed by Southampton from VVV Venlo in the Netherlands, Yoshida has gone on to amass 95 caps for the Japanese national team and counting. A hard-working and driven centre-back, Yoshida has been restricted to just 10 league appearances this season, and his current deal is set to run out in the summer of 2020. Gaston Ramirez, Sampdoria. It's a little unusual given the contribution some of the previously mentioned players in this 7 have made to Southampton that it was actually Gaston Ramirez who was the club's marquee signing in the summer of 2012. The fee of £12 million, which might get you a half-decent second-choice goalkeeper now, was astronomical for a promoted club at the time, and it made him Southampton's record signing. The idea was for Ramirez to become a linchpin in the Saints side as the club's leading playmaker, but the Uruguayan international blew way too hot and cold. He never showed more than glimpses of his obvious talent and was routinely outshadowed by the Saints' own academy graduate Adam Lallana. Loans to Hull and Middlesbrough followed, but Ramirez is now playing for Sampdoria in Serie A, where the style of play seems to suit him a lot better than it did in England. So that's it for our 7. Thanks for watching, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications for more from us if you enjoyed the video, and you can now also follow us on Twitter for more ramblings from me. Our username is simply @HITC Sevens.